already made the union with the person,
if you're one of those people that's just really good at noticing the signs that is happening around you, you're just really good at picking up on patterns, then you're definitely the type of person that I would love to connect with and to share more of these videos with. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment down below of what you think and like the video.
you've either already made the union with the person or they're on their way. I know that there's some people right now that are probably already experiencing the relationship that I'm about to talk about. And this video is basically just to bring clarity to what's going on within the dynamic. And for the ones that are moving towards actually experiencing one. One of the main ones that I wanted to speak about is the ones that occurred like slightly towards the end of last year, and you could be still involved in this situation like right now. And if you've been experiencing where you've gotten to in a relationship with someone that you feel like really aligned with the kind of person that you are, but for whatever reason you're experiencing conflicts, whether that's y'all are arguing all the time or just maybe even petty stuff or things that just irritate you. There's a lot of things that are causing a lot of negative emotions and a lot of negativity, and a lot of negative energy to arise, you know what I'm saying, within the atmosphere. And you might be thinking, okay, it's just this person. It's probably because this person has a lot of work they need to do. This person hasn't healed enough yet. Like, this person, shouldn't have engaged and get in a relationship with you because they clearly have some other stuff going on. Whatever it is, right? Like, you're probably thinking like that. But if you're watching a video like this, then you should know what I'm about to say. Anytime it's a situation like that where it's seeming like it's one person, understand that relationships are a direct reflection. And so you're literally being called to look at yourself in those moments, and to analyze those conflicts. And if you are genuinely someone who, you really want to experience just a relationship where you're not arguing all the time, where you're not experiencing petty stuff, where you're not experiencing silly stuff, you just want to move forward in life and genuinely meet the person you're supposed to meet, maybe even start a family, grow together, build a business together, enjoy the rest of your life together, right? And you are confused probably because it seemed like this was that person, but all these conflicts kind of make you question that. So what's going on right now is there's a choice that you have to make. It's okay, it's really funny the way that the universe works, because it will make you think this is that, this is the relationship that I wanted, me and this person, we get along so well, there's a lot about each other, where we align together, we're supposed to be together. And you're right, that relationship is what you're supposed to be experiencing, but maybe not exactly for what you predicted that it was for. You might have thought that it was just supposed to be smooth sailing and you just continue to move forward and happily ever after. But if you're in a certain type of stage, what's going on now is in your energetic field, there are certain things that are still existing within that, and it's coming up. That's what the triggers are. These might be things that you felt like you already dealt with. These might be things that you felt like you've already healed from the past. You've already journaled about these things. You've already spoke to people about these things. You've already spoke to yourself about these things. You've taken time for yourself, and you thought that these things and these issues with yourself that you're experiencing, these negative emotions that are coming up, you felt like that was something that you had already dealt with. So you're confused on how you're in this new relationship with this new person. Different things are going on in life, and it's how can I be experiencing this right now? All that's going on is it still exists within you, and it is your ego self. Your ego is comfortable with that old version of yourself. Your ego is used to you behaving in those ways. Your ego is used to being in a state where there's not going to be any new challenges or any situation that could pose failure or something to where your ego isn't the main operating system, basically. Because like, if you know what the ego is, it's servants of self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're more important, you're always right, you're always the person that's this and that and that and third, whatever. Your higher self and your ego are literally basically kind of like battling it out. It's like your higher self, if you've been receiving insight, you know what I mean? Like, there's the things that you've been working towards, to progress in your life and move closer towards, and you've been feeling that, you've been feeling yourself elevating, you've been, consistent with your practices. A lot about you have changed over this, like, even like a couple of months. You've just been seeing like the years pass, and like you've just been building and building and building, and that's your higher self literally getting you to the point. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be continuous, but I'm saying to this stage that you're like, I know I can reach this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you are. That's what you're becoming. But at the same time, your ego, that's what this, it's so strong because it's trying to keep you from reaching that. Because if you reach your higher self, you're not going to be operating within your ego, meaning that ego is basically almost as if it doesn't exist anymore.
The sense that your old ego is no longer in existence. And so a new ego is what's going to take over, but that ego is going to be completely different from the one before. The one before kept you comfortable and in the version of yourself that is of the things that you're trying to move past, you know what I'm saying? Those things that you're comfortable with because you've always done it for however long. So in a sense, you could say that ego no longer exists, or you could say that ego just basically evolved, but it's not in the same state as it was before, in the sense of you being comfortable and being that version of yourself where you're doing all these things that are toxic or just things that is something you're ready to move past and grow and expand from.
Because you're not operating within that state. And as far as in correlation with your partner, they're going to be reflecting that aspect of you whenever it comes about. And basically it just comes down to a choice. And it's also a choice for them as well. Their choice is more so, are they gonna, say if you decide, okay, well, I recognize that this is just my ego. I recognize that these are things that I had dealt with in the past. Like, I'm just gonna, come to terms with this, do what I need to do, and like continue to move forward and stick to and be disciplined to these new ways that you have adopted into your identity, to continue to move towards the person that you are supposed to become. And you recognize these things of the ego, of your past or whatever. And with this person, you're with them and they're reflecting these egoic aspects of you. But also the choice for them is they can either, if you decide that you can move past the ego and all of that and continue to stay on top of your new habits and your new routines that you have adopted into your identity. That person now has the choice to either grow with you and move with you with that, or they're going to stay in the past. But the choice is also yours as well. You could also choose to stay in the past and stay operating in your ego, and then y'all be in this egoic relationship where y'all just always operating like that for 10 to 30 years. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you feel like is your destiny or like what is supposed to happen for you, then so be it. But if you're watching a video like this, it's probably because like this is not what I'm really going for. This doesn't make any sense, like what's actually going on here. But that's literally what's going on. It's literally a choice. It's like, because relationships, like you engaging with somebody like that, it's like it poses this opportunity in this environment where you could get left behind. You know what I'm saying? You could end up dropping everything that you just worked hard for, you know what I mean, and get caught up in the fact that it's a relationship, and get caught up in the things that you're seeing of how people say relationships are supposed to be, or you're supposed to argue all the time, it means that they love you, or this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen. No, like literally it's a choice for you. It's literally a choice for you. Like, you either need to stick to what you have been working towards and to continue to move forward with everything you've been working towards, and to dig deep to help release whatever is still existing within your energy field, whatever chakras, whatever energy points are not balanced, work towards that, you know. And this person that you're with is either going to be able to grow with you and expand on that growth, or be the person that's trying to stay at that level just for whatever reason that's going on within their journey. They might choose to stay at that level, and because you're here, they're gonna definitely be operating within that type of state, and so of course they're gonna want you to stay at that level. And it's up to you to be able to realize that and recognize that, and don't end up, you know, trapping yourself, or don't end up getting yourself in a situation where it's not ultimately what you want. Because obviously, again, if you're watching a video like this, it's because you obviously want to grow. You want to move forward in a way that you want to move forward. Like, you've had such a strong momentum, like recognizing everything that's going on in the world, and just seeing like how much you can grow and how much you have grown, and it just really motivates you to just want to keep going, you know. And sometimes when you experience things like this with people, you know, it might be confusing, but that's basically what's going on. So again, this is not a situation for you to just lollygag and just think like, oh, okay, it's been a long time since I've been in a relationship. I'm in a relationship with someone, like, this is a person that aligns with me, they match with me, like, they're intellectual, they're smart, you know, they're conscious, whatever the heck may be, like, whatever, like, they match your personality, y'all into the same things, whatever it is in the relationship where you just know that this is someone that you're supposed to be dating, but don't miss the overall, like the bigger picture of, you know, what's happening within the dynamic. Evolution, you know, it's either you're gonna make that choice to stay at a certain level and to operate at a certain level and to move backwards, and all of those different ways that you used to be, all those things that you used to do, you know what I'm saying, even things you probably never even did before, but it's on the same level of how you used to operate. And so these are the things now that you're getting into because of you being in this relationship with someone who made a choice to still operate as if they're still their past selves, because technically they are, if that's how they're operating and those are the things that they're doing, you know, in correlation with their higher self. You know, the ego is where all that your desires, your pleasure, you know, just making decisions just purely for yourself.
If you resonate with anything I spoke about in this video, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing so that this video reaches someone who may also need to hear this message. Thank you and bye.